Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to Shaykh Mudhaffer Noori's Quran recitation. Sheikh's just taken a break from his talk that he's just completed. He'll be starting shortly, so do bear with us. In the meantime, we'll be talking to you a little bit about various things this evening. During the breaks, we took on a new format this lunchtime about talking about things that were going on behind the scenes, which we would like to share you with. So my brother Khalik, if he's on the line, are you there, Khalik?
Hey, assalamu alaikum, how you doing?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just to give me a moment, I'm going to let you carry on talking. I'm just going to try and get back live on YouTube as we speak whilst Sheikh takes that break. So I'll leave it in your hands for just a moment or two, if that's okay.
No problem, no problem. So Khalik and I, earlier on during the recitation at lunchtime, we're just discussing things, as I said, behind the scenes that have been going on with the Zoom sessions, etc., and also discussing things that have taken place this Ramadan with the Speakers Corner talks that we've had, the AEC series of stories that have been released, and of course our sort of donation appeal fund. So as Shaykh Mudhaffer was saying, it's Laylatul Qadr tonight. So if you haven't already done so, please do donate generously and reap the maximum rewards available. We've got the poster up in front of you now, which displays some of the ways you can donate. There's the JummahConnect.com, which gives the Ramadan Challenge fundraiser where you can pay a daily amount for the remaining of Ramadan or just a one-off amount. You can pay via the bank account on a BACS transfer. And we're really looking to raise our goal of £50,000. And if we get a chance later on this evening, we'll go to the Jummah Connect site and show you just where we are with that. So please stay tuned, and Sheikh will be with us shortly, inshallah.
Hey, assalamu alaikum, Amr. Apologies
Welcome,
for that.
Sam.
Yeah, sorry. I think we are live actually. There seems to be, we did have a little bit of a wobbly there, but it does seem to be working. See, as you can hear me, I was just testing that. But I think we're good, inshallah. If anybody is on the YouTube and are having some problems, do let us know. Just raise your hand or just leave a message on the YouTube. But I think we're good to go now, inshallah. So how you been? How was the iftar? Did you have a good iftar?
Iftar is always good, as you can well imagine. It's what happens afterwards. It's a bit of a slump, isn't it, with all the energy levels?
Yeah.
But I feel myself coming back now, alhamdulillah.
Okay.
But so I was just telling the listeners that earlier on at lunchtime we sort of went off-piste a little bit and started talking about things that were behind the scenes of the AC activities. So just wanted to share with listeners what's been going on, Khalik, with the Zoom sessions, etc. Can I give you or give the listeners some perspective of the Zoom sessions and behind the scenes with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously when the lockdown started, obviously the doors of the masjid were locked, and the video that many of you probably saw, and it's now on YouTube now, by Dr. Umar, was a kind of the starting piece for how we wanted to try to make things digital. Just a little bit of background briefly about myself. I'm an engineer by trade, have been for many, many years. And so when the discussion came about, I was one of the many members of the community who were sort of asked to say how we can sort of see if we can put something together to bring the community online. So that's what we did really. We got a group together with yourself, of course, as you're aware, and Umar, and then we started working out best ways how we could really simplify and make it easy for our community and the worshippers who come to the Al-Emaan Centre to still continue to have that connection. So we looked at a couple of options, and Zoom was one of the options, along with YouTube. So that's how we decided to go ahead. Obviously, many of you guys probably hadn't have heard of Zoom prior to the lockdown and the changes in the way in which everyone is working. But in my industry, Zoom and many of these platforms have been around for a great many years from a business perspective. So they had the tools for us to be able to provide this service to everybody in quite a simplified way. As everybody has been using it, I feel that it's a really good platform in terms of it being simple, easy to use, both from a personal perspective and on a professional level as well. But then we obviously wanted to make it a little bit easier for accessibility, and often with some of the things that we've been providing with the speakers corner and the recitation, with the new digital televisions, YouTube was a great platform to look at. So we went ahead and used that, and the integration between Zoom and YouTube is seamless. I don't know if you agree with that, Amir, but I think you don't see me sort of pulling my hair out when I'm trying to set it up when we go live, right? So hopefully it's quite easy to use.
Well, sadly, my hair's all pulled out, bro. So I mean, I'm pretty old school, so I'm still yet to get a full HD TV, let alone a smart TV. But I promised the kids that for Eid I might get a smart TV and be able to watch YouTube stuff, because it has been quite eye-opening, the fact that the digital platforms can really open things up. And although we've missed our beloved masjid, it's really been a blessing to be able to connect with people. And I'd love to get some feedback from participants. So if you'd like to sort of email us or put something on the chat function, or
raise your hands even for those.
Yeah. Then please do let us know.
We've got somebody already. I think we've got Saraya's on wanting to speak. Let me see if I can find her. And Bez is on as well. Let's start with Saraya first. Let's allow her to talk and she can unmute.
Assalamu alaikum. I didn't really want to speak, but I just wanted to say thank you for doing such a great job. Subhanallah, and the whole online has been really a real big connection, and just subhanallah to the whole community, and thank you so much.
Jazakallah, Saraya. Have you found the Speaker's Corner talks?
Really, really good, mashallah.
And how have you been listening? Have you been mainly listening live, or have you been heading back to YouTube a bit later on when you've had time?
I've tried to go onto Zoom because I thought that would be good with the numbers, and for the support.
We really appreciate that. That's fantastic. Really, really lovely. And it's lovely to hear, members of the community speaking up, because we thought in the last few days we wanted to hear back from you guys. I mean, you've probably been hearing us for 27 nights now, and maybe it's time to let you guys speak a bit.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I just wanted to say personally, Jazakallah khair, that's all.
Jazakallah khair to you as well.
I think we need to let Brother Bezat speak.
Yeah, okay, well, Jazakallah, sorry, I'm going to mute you now, and I'm going to let Bez speak. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Bezat.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Good. Yeah, so from my perspective, I think it's been an absolute revelation. Obviously, with the mosques now closed, and us being at home, just being able to, log on to Zoom and listen to all these fantastic speakers that we've heard over the last, 30 odd days, has just been amazing, to be honest. And not only for ourselves, but also for our families as well. So the wives who may not necessarily be at the mosque every night to take advantage of these sorts of things have also been listening in and making the most of it. So yeah, well done to everyone involved. It's been excellent.
Jazakallah, Bezat. And for those listening, I need to let you know that Brother Bezat's a big part of the digital team. So there may have
He
been
really is.
but
Big part of the digital,
integral,
big part of the finance team. I mean, he's a giant in our team, mashallah.
but an
Exactly.
integral cog of the machine that is AEC. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, thank you guys.
Jazakallah khair, Bez.
Well, on
Thank
that
you.
note, I think Sheikh is back. Amir, I'm gonna let you continue and introduce Sheikh, and I'm gonna mute.
Yes, before you introduce him, just one thing, Brother Amr, you asked about the first question. Actually, my wife told me I misunderstand, or I didn't hear properly the intercession of fasting. Very quick answer. How you said intercession will be for the faster for Ramadan or other Ramadan? Yeah, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he didn't mention that. He just said, القرآن والصيام يشفعان لصاحبيهما. The Quran and fasting will do intercession for that person. So that means whenever. It's not only in Ramadan. Okay, Brother Amr?
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. You might need to turn your echo down a little bit.
Yes.
And inshallah, start when you're ready.
Okay, is now better? Something. استغفر الله ويتوب إليه استغفر الله ويتوب إليه استغفر الله ويتوب إليه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. As you know, brothers and sisters, we are now in the second part of Juz 26. Inshallah, we'll begin in a moment. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد رضي الله عن المؤمنين إذ يبايعونك تحت الشجرة فعلم ما في قلوبهم فأنزل السكينة عليهم وأثابهم فتحا قريبا ومغانم كثيرة يأخذونها وكان الله عزيزا حكيما. وعدكم الله مغانم كثيرة تأخذونها فعجل لكم هذه وكف أيدي الناس عنكم ولتكون آية للمؤمنين ويهديكم صراطا مستقيما. وأخرى لم تقدروا عليها قد أحاط الله بها وكان الله على كل شيء قديرا. ولو قاتلكم الذين كفروا لولوا الأدبار ثم لا يجدون وليا ولا نصيرا. سنة الله التي قد خلت من قبل ولن تجد لسنة الله تبديلا. وهو الذي كف أيديهم عنكم وأيديكم عنهم ببطن مكة من بعد أن أظفركم عليهم وكان الله بما تعملون بصيرا هم الذين كفروا وصدوكم عن المسجد الحرام والهدي معكوفا أن يبلغ محله ولولا رجال مؤمنون ونساء مؤمنات لم تعلموهم أن تطؤوهم فتصيبكم منهم معرة بغير علم ليدخل الله في رحمته من يشاء لو تزيلوا لعذبنا الذين كفروا منهم عذابا أليما إذ جعل الذين كفروا في قلوبهم الحمية حمية الجاهلية فأنزل الله سكينته على رسوله وعلى المؤمنين وألزمهم كلمة التقوى وكانوا أحق بها وأهلها وكان الله بكل شيء عليما لقد صدق الله رسوله الرؤيا بالحق لتدخلن المسجد الحرام إن شاء الله آمنين محلقين رؤوسكم ومقصرين لا تخافون فعلم ما لم تعلموا فجعل من دون ذلك فتحا قريبا هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود ذلك مثلهم في التوراة ومثلهم في الإنجيل كزرع أخرج شطأه فآزره فاستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع ليغيظ بهم الكفار وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات منهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Sheikh's just taking his usual break. and you're back with the Ahmed and Khalik Shake Break show, in fact. So,
Assalamu alaikum everyone again.
yeah, Sheikh doesn't quite rhyme with, also Sheikh doesn't quite rhyme with break. So we're going to go with Shake Break, Khalik. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think that's okay. And we're
Okay.
going to use analogies like, you know, I hope you enjoyed your almond milk shake, or do you
Oh,
prefer
no, no,
McDonald's
no,
milkshakes?
no, 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 no. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Anyway, so as I said to the listeners before, we were going to sort of mix things up a little bit the last few days and just sort of chat through the breaks and talk a little bit about behind the scenes and other things that have been going on. What I'd like to ask you first off, Khalik, is your lovely uncle spoke for the third time at Speaker's Corner this afternoon, made his hat trick.
Mashallah.
And yeah, really fascinating to hear his backstory. He was actually a local and now residing in Canada. And amazing to know that he actually worked in Keston, of all places, just around the corner from where the masjid now is. Quite unbelievable. Can you just give the listeners a bit of the backstory in case they missed his talk earlier this afternoon?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So as I mentioned, I think was it in the afternoon, I'm a third generation Siddiqui in the Bromley area. And you know, the speaker who you're mentioning, Khalid Siddiqui, he's my mum's younger brother actually. So my mum is the eldest of the family, and my grandfather, he came here in the 60s. He was invited to lead the prayers in East London Mosque, and particularly for that's another story in itself. And then, consequently, my uncle then and the rest of my family came over here, and they ended up residing in the Bromley area. He actually went to school locally. He went to the same school as me, and the rest of my uncles, they all actually went to St. Olave's, which is a local grammar school, as many of you are probably aware of, and went on to study at the university. He ended up going to the local university to be closer to the family and easier for commute in them days. And I think also, to be honest with you, and probably in hindsight, when he looks back at it, it's probably because he wanted to spend more time in working on the deen and trying to spread and study Islam. And then he finished his studies, and he mentioned actually that he started working. His first job was in the old news shopper, which is now or in fact it might not even be now, but New Shopper in Petswood. They have an office just on the Queen's Way, and he started working there. And then right after that ended up in, I think it was known as Schlumberger at that time, a rather large oil organization, and they were based out in Keston. And if you know the masjid, and just further up from the masjid on the right hand side, there's this huge complex of new build houses that actually used to be his office. So he used to go there for must have been 10 or 15 years. And then I think he mentioned Chaudhry uncle as well. So they all were kind of local people over here. And because my grandfather was a scholar, and he, constantly was looking to find out ways of, spreading the word of Islam and teaching and learning. He used to teach quite a lot over here, as is my uncle. He didn't mention too much about his teaching, but he used to work and then also used to teach Islamic studies and Quran to many children in the local area. And that's kind of how my family sort of got involved in the effort over here, if you can call it that. And there are many families similar to mine who have been here for, I think many generations, certainly in the Bromley and Chislehurst and Petswood area that I'm aware of. So they were all the same. My mum used to teach over here Islamic studies, my grandfather, and all the brothers used to as well. So the backstory there is exactly that. And then what happened is that he's an expat, so he's a very clever guy technology wise. He built data centers and big engineering plants for Shell and all these big large oil companies. And then he came back, and then his father suggested to him, because we've got a huge family in Canada, maybe about 500 members of our family are in Ottawa and Toronto. So I think just to help out over there in terms of from a religious perspective. So he retired after coming back from Nigeria and building a data center over there. and then I think moved off just a few months before my
Really
grandfather passed
interesting,
away.
Khalid. But I think
Yeah.
Sheikh's just coming back now, so we'll pick up that story in the next break.
Yeah, okay, inshallah. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله واتقوا الله إن الله سميع عليم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. إن الذين يغضون أصواتهم عند رسول الله أولئك الذين امتحن الله قلوبهم للتقوى لهم مغفرة وأجر عظيم. إن الذين ينادونك من وراء الحجرات أكثرهم لا يعقلون. ولو أنهم صبروا حتى تخرج إليهم لكان خيرا لهم والله غفور رحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. واعلموا أن فيكم رسول الله لو يطيعكم في كثير من الأمر لعنتم ولكن الله حبب إليكم الإيمان وزينه في قلوبكم وكره إليكم الكفر والفسوق والعصيان أولئك هم الراشدون فضلا من الله ونعمه والله عليم حكيم. وإن طائفتان من المؤمنين فإن بغت إحداهما على الأخرى فقاتلوا التي تبغي حتى تفيء إلى أمر الله، فإن فاءت فأصلحوا بينهما بالعدل وأقسطوا، إن الله يحب المقسطين. إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يسخر قوم من قوم عسى أن يكونوا خيرا منهم ولا نساء من نساء عسى أن يكن خيرا منهن، ولا تلمزوا أنفسكم ولا تنابزوا بالألقاب، بئس الاسم الفسوق بعد الإيمان، ومن لم يتب فأولئك هم الظالمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم، ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا، أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه، واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا، إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم، إن الله عليم خبير.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Just while Sheikh's on a break there, we're going to pick up with some of the conversation I was having with Brother Khalik earlier on. He mentioned that his uncle Sheikh Khalil Siddiqui spoke this afternoon, actually for the third time this Ramadan, mashallah. We make dua for Sheikh Khalil and may you have all the blessings from Ramadan, inshallah.
Ameen.
But I just wanted to sort of highlight some of the other talks that we've had this Ramadan, and I think first and foremost, if you missed any of them, please do go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and share all the content and videos with your friends and family. Certainly it's worth revisiting some of the talks we had. My own, I'd say personal favorite, it's just really what resonates with you, but the talk that was delivered by Sheikh Ahmed Saad, I think yesterday, was truly mind-blowing. So if anyone missed that, please do go and have a listen. Really inspirational. But there were plenty of other highlights throughout the Speakers Corner talks, and we've been completely blessed to have had all those speakers grace our online platform. But my personal favourites are Abu Alia talking about climbing Mount Taqwa, and Mufti Siraj's analogy of Ramadan being the host to the Quran, which I thought was an amazing vision, really. So, Brother Khalid, give us your favourites, or what resonated with you.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier on, I had sort of 3 favorites. The one that you already mentioned, that was, I think, a whopper for me. I really connected with kind of the items that he was speaking about, and he really mentioned so many of the wonderful things that I really found so interesting, and was, you know, so helpful to me, you know, specifically about you know, the way in which we should conduct our memorization of things, which I really enjoyed. I loved his here's one I prepared earlier type pieces of paper, which were fantastic. The second one was it Dr. Rubina? I think the lady's name was, the sister's name, and Shamila, sorry, Shamila. Yes, Sister Shamila, and I really liked the personal note on that one, the way she spoke about herself being head chef in her household, and about how she, you know, the laziness that you might gain, you know, when the shaitan is, you know, whispering and trying to make you lazy when you've got to do things, and then waking up early in the morning. One of the things, actually, that was a takeaway that I took, and you know, it's tried to implement that straight away again in my life, something that I wasn't doing as much. So I really enjoyed those 3, sorry, those 2, and then I enjoyed one of my uncle's ones, who you mentioned earlier on, where he spoke about the recitation of the Quran, and how you can split it in your day, and maybe something I can try to do as a you know, a Ramadan resolution, as I'm trying to call them, post Ramadan.
Absolutely. No, I think your uncle is pretty much the Al-Emaan Centre's adopted uncle for everyone now. So, mashallah, we've heard lots about him. The other thing I wanted to mention as well is the AEC stories which have been released. And again, for those of you who've missed them, they're on fleetingly in the intervals of our talks and recitations. But if you haven't seen them, then they are available on YouTube. Please do have a view of those. The one that was released yesterday by Miriam McLean was quite moving, as have the others been, but in particular Miriam as a revert, fantastic story there, highlighting what the AEC have done for her. We have another one due to premiere this evening by Brother Faiz Hafiz, so do look out for that at the end of the recitation. Anything to say on the AEC stories, Philippe?
Oh yeah, I've been really enjoying all of them, and you know, Sister Mariam's one was, like you said, heartwarming, and I spent a little bit of time with Sister Mariam when we were doing the open day for the masjid last year. The first time I sort of became involved in the public forum with the masjid, actually. You know, Abdul Samad, my eldest son, he did the opening recitation, and then I was manning the poster stand with Sister Mariam. And she's just a wonderful person, a real genuine human being, really welcoming and so smiling all the time. And you know, when I heard her story on the AEC stories, I was just mesmerized as to how she just constantly is so uplifting. And I think that that's something that I could really, you know, take a leaf out of her book, as they say. So really enjoyed that, and you know, all of them, to be honest with you, I've really enjoyed listening to all of them.
So are you suggesting you're a poster boy for AEC, Khalik?
Well, if you say so, I'm happy to help in any way I can. I'm not sure if a poster boy is quite the wording that I would choose, but nonetheless, happy to serve the community as much as I can.
Jazakallah, just pulling your leg, just pulling. I think Shaykh's back.
Shaykh's
now,
back.
so,
Yeah.
Inshallah, he'll be starting soon.
Okay. We have to hear your story in the next break.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم وإن تطيعوا الله ورسوله لا يلتكم من أعمالكم شيئا إن الله غفور رحيم. إنما المؤمنون الذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله ثم لم يرتابوا وجاهدوا بأموالهم وأنفسهم في سبيل الله أولئك هم الصادقون. قل أتعلمون الله بدينكم والله يعلم ما في السماوات وما في الأرض والله بكل شيء عليم. يمنون عليك أن أسلموا قل لا تمنوا علي إسلامكم بل الله يمن عليكم أن هداكم للإيمان إن كنتم صادقين. إن الله يعلم غيب السماوات والأرض والله بصير بما تعملون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قاف والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب. أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا ذلك رجع بعيد. قد علمنا ما تنقص الأرض منهم وعندنا كتاب حفيظ. بل كذبوا بالحق لما جاءهم فهم في أمر مريج. أفلم ينظروا إلى السماء فوقهم كيف بنيناها وزيناها وما لها من فروج. والأرض مددناها وألقينا فيها رواسي وأنبتنا فيها من كل زوج بهيج تبصرة وذكرى لكل عبد منيب ونزلنا من السماء ماء مباركا فأنبتنا به جنات وحب الحصيد والنخل باسقات لها طلع نضيد رزقا للعباد وأحيينا به بلدة ميتا كذلك الخروج كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح وأصحاب الرس وثمود وعاد وفرعون وإخوان لوط وأصحاب الأيكة وقوم تبع كل كذب الرسل فحق وعيد أفعينا بالخلق الأول بل هم في لبس من خلق جديد ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد ونفخ في الصور ذلك يوم الوعيد وجاءت كل نفس معها سائق وشهيد لقد كنت في غفلة من هذا فكشفنا عنك غطاءك فبصرك اليوم حديد وقال قرينه هذا ما لدي عتيد ألقيا في جهنم كل كفار عنيد مناع للخير معتد مريب الذي جعل مع الله إلها آخر الذي جعل مع الله إلها آخر فألقياه في العذاب الشديد.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome back to the Shaykh break, as we've been calling it. And you're listening to Amir and Brother Khalik. We're just going to take you through a few things in the break. We've been talking this evening about things that have been happening behind the scenes with the technology, with the Zoom, with the YouTube. Please subscribe, by the way. And the AEC stories and all the speakers' corners, which, quite frankly, if you've missed out there, there's still the chance to look on YouTube at the recordings, but they've all been amazing. So please do catch up on those if you missed out. In this break, we really wanted to, as we rightly should on Laylatul Qadr, is talk about the donation side of things. We haven't pushed it too hard this evening because I think we're sort of preaching to the converted. I think you all know where we're at and what we need to do. And so we'll just sort of feedback as to where we are at the moment. On your screen now are the figures for the Al-Emaan Centre Ramadan Challenge. We've been trying to encourage participants to donate here because it gives you the opportunity to reap the benefit of the last 10 days by having an automated daily amount. And even though there's only 4 days left, if you haven't already done so, please sign up to that. You could also just leave a one-time payment there. So the options to do that are on this page. You can access that via the website. You can see there a picture of our beloved masjid in its full glory at iftar time last year. And we hope and pray, inshallah, to get back to our masjid as soon as is humanly possible. Allah knows best. So with that said, Brother Khalik, anything to touch on with the charity side of things?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, lots to talk about, and as you quite eloquently put, and I think it's a nice way to move over to the charity side of things. After Sheikh, before his recitation, talked a little bit about giving the sadaqah and the importance of giving sadaqah, and how helping or giving charity even by means of dua or financially, or helping people through good deeds is a form of charity. This is a great time to help the Al-Emaan Centre because of the circumstances that we're in. As you know, Ramadan, we have a large congregation regularly in the masjid, and often due to the time of Ramadan and the generosity of the community, it's a time when many of the, or there's a higher rate of revenue generation through charity for the masjid. And this time around, that's not the case, obviously, because the doors are closed. But nonetheless, we still have to look after and maintain that the masjid and all the attributing costs that are affiliated with that. And I think for those of you guys who are on some of the groups, there was a breakdown that was sent out earlier today by the Al-Emaan Centre management that just provides some detail around where the funds are actually expensed and the current remaining amount of the Kharda Hasana. And in front of you right now, you've got the page where we've been running the Ramadan challenge. And as you've heard from both Amir and I on many occasions, we have been showing you the various different platforms that you can donate with. And I'll try to go over those if we have time before Sheikh comes back as well. But for now, I just wanted to mention the Jummah Connect platform and the Ramadan challenge. MashaAllah, we've hit the 10,000 mark, which is a great amount of progress, as you can see from the progress bar, but we still have a long way to go to hit the goal. So there is just a very simple, straightforward process in this. There are two options, and I'm just highlighting that you've got the daily and the one time, where you can set up daily for the next 4 days, with only 4 days to go. Of course, maybe even 3. You can still set up the daily one and put an amount in here. Say if you wanted to, do £5,000 per day, that would be wonderful. Or if you wanted to go with a one time of say £4,000 or £40,000 even, those would all be welcome. So I will go over the actual donate now link, but I think Sheikh is back now. So we'll continue after on the next break, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Bismillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وقال قرينه قال قرينه ربنا ما أطغيته ولكن كان في ضلال بعيد قال لا تختصموا لدي وقد قدمت إليكم بالوعيد ما يبدل القول لدي وما أنا بظلام للعبيد يوم نقول لجهنم هل امتلأت وتقول هل من مزيد يوم نقول لجهنم هل امتلأت وتقول هل من مزيد وأزلفت الجنة للمتقين غير بعيد هذا ما توعدون لكل أواب حفيظ من خشي الرحمن بالغيب وجاء بقلب منيب ادخلوها بسلام ذلك يوم الخلود لهم ما يشاءون فيها ولدينا مزيد وكم أهلكنا قبلهم من قرن هم أشد منهم بطشا فنقبوا في البلاد هل من محيص إن في ذلك لذكرى لمن كان له قلب أو ألقى السمع وهو شهيد ولقد خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما في 6 أيام وما مسنا من لغوب فاصبر على ما يقولون وسبح بحمد ربك قبل طلوع الشمس وقبل الغروب ومن الليل فسبحه وأدبار السجود واستمع يوم ينادي المناد من مكان قريب يوم يسمعون الصيحة بالحق ذلك يوم الخروج إنا نحن نحيي ونميت وإلينا المصير يوم تشقق الأرض عنهم سراعا ذلك حشر علينا يسير نحن أعلم بما يقولون وما أنت عليهم بجبار فذكر بالقرآن من يخاف وعيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذاريات ذروا فالحاملات وقرا فالجاريات يسرا فالمقسمات أمرا فالمقسمات أمرا إنما توعدون لصادق وإن الدين لواقع والسماء ذات الحبك إنكم لفي قول مختلف يؤفك عنه من أفك قتل الخراصون الذين هم في غمرة ساهون يسألون أيان يوم الدين يوم هم على النار يفتنون ذوقوا فتنتكم هذا الذي كنتم به تستعجلون إن المتقين في جنات وعيون آخذين ما آتاهم الله ربهم إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك محسنين كانوا قليلا من الليل ما يهجعون وبالأسحار هم يستغفرون وفي أموالهم حق للسائل والمحروم وفي الأرض آيات للموقنين وفي أنفسكم أفلا تبصرون وفي السماء رزقكم وما توعدون فورب السماء والأرض إنه لحق مثل ما أنكم تنطقون هل أتاك حديث ضيف إبراهيم المكرمين إذ دخلوا عليه فقالوا سلاما قال سلام قوم منكرون فراغ إلى أهله فجاء بعجل سمين فقربه إليهم قال ألا تأكلون فأوجس منهم خيفة قالوا لا تخف وبشروه بغلام عليم فأقبلت امرأته في صرة فصكت وجهها وقالت عجوز عقيم قالوا كذلك قال ربك إنه هو الحكيم العليم. بارك الله فيكم. جزاكم الله خير for listening. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh, and we look forward, inshallah, to hearing you tomorrow, 2 p.m. So just while we've got you on the line, I think Brother Khalik is just going to talk it through to fade to black. So Brother Khalik, are you still there?
I am still here. Jazakallah khair. Beautiful recitation again. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh.
So Brother Khalik, while we've still got listeners, we've probably still got a few minutes to chat through a couple of things. So
I can wait for you, inshallah. How long it takes?
Will be a few minutes, Sheikh. I mean, you're listen in if you like, or if you want to go and have a rest, that's fine as well, inshallah.
Inshallah.
If after 5 minutes I can come back, I am with you already, but I don't know.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll speak to you later.
We'll speak to you in 5 minutes, inshallah.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Amir, I wanted to ask you what your highlights were for Ramadan so far, whether it be your own something that happened, or whether something within the online platform or one of the events that happened. What do you feel was your highlight for Ramadan this year?
Wow, highlights. Wow, there's just been so many. Let me see. I mean, it was amazing to hear both my daughters do the dua at iftar. That was amazing.
And beautiful they were, both of them, mashallah.
Jazakallah khair. But I think the one for me that sticks out is hearing Sean's live shahada. I think just a few days ago.
Beautiful, that was amazing.
I had my reservations about how that might work, but unbelievable really how Zoom has sort of facilitated things like that. But to see a live shahada and the backstory for Sean was a bit of a revelation. So I think that really sticks out and was very moving. But yeah, Khalik, how about you?
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that as well. I mean, that was amazing. I totally just he's a great young man, and I'm looking forward to meeting him live at the masjid. So for me, I think, yeah, that was obviously one of the highlights. And like you said, there's been so much that I have to be thankful for, so many beautiful events and so many great things that have been going on. I think for me, you know, integrating, even though the masjid was closed with the community, has been fantastic. But what really sort of raises up for me was the iftar with the interfaith community, and also with many of the members of the community. I think the online or virtual iftar was beautiful. I mean, I loved it. It was lovely to see everybody there, and you know, the nice quiz questions that came up at the beginning, and then, you know, people having their videos on during opening of their fast. It was amazing. The Said family doing the recitation of the adhan and the dua, that was amazing. And just seeing everybody, I really enjoyed that. I just felt like that was something that was really quite different, and like you said, allowed us to connect, almost having a virtual iftar like we've got on the screen right now in the masjid. Obviously not as many on there as that, but just as was great. And then meeting with the, you know, the other members of the community from, you know, the churches and from the synagogue. It was lovely to meet with them and speak with them and hear them speak.
Alhamdulillah, no, that was amazing as well. So just before we wrap up, one or two things for the listeners to take note of. So one thing, please don't miss tomorrow's recitation at 2 p.m. when we will be going behind the scenes with Shaykh Mudhaffer during the Shaykh break. So don't miss it. I'm not sure if he knows yet, but
I'm really looking forward to that. Actually, I'm looking forward to asking him about various different things that happen.
We're going to reveal the man behind the mic. The second thing is we may have a recitation finale on the 29th night when we may be completing the Quran. So again, that's dependent on moon sighting and when the last night falls, and also Sheikh's own progress with his recitation. But he's pretty keen to finish around about then. So do look out for a special sort of recitation finale. And then lastly, tomorrow's events, don't forget we have the 2 p.m. recitation. We will be entering Juz 27. Correct me, Sheikh, if I'm wrong. Then the dua and adhan just before iftar. Speakers Corner back to 6:30 p.m. We've had a couple of double headers just to get some extra content in, but tomorrow 6:30. And then again, resumption of Juz 27 recitation with Shaykh Mudhaffer Noori at 10 p.m. So plenty to be getting on with for tomorrow, but please do tune in for 2 2 p.m. tomorrow, we might have something different for you, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So from me, it's a wrap. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Khalik.
Yeah, like Ustad, I was just going to mention that tomorrow's speaker is going to be Ustad Akhlaq Chaudhry, and he's going to be talking about studying the Arabic language. And before I go into the video, I just wanted to finish up by just giving a last little message, just to say that please do share this Ramadan challenge with your family and friends. For those of you who are listening live right now, just mention it to those who do come to the masjid normally and who maybe have not heard about the online platforms. There's a few days left that they can maybe enjoy some of the bit of content that's coming up, and also maybe if they were planning on donating some sadaqah during the month of Ramadan, they may be happy to donate that to the masjid as well. So please remember that. And then obviously it's a beautiful night, one of the odd nights tonight, and the 27th night, which has been mentioned by many scholars as potentially having the night of Qadr. So do remember me and my family, and certainly the rest of the Al-Emaan management team and the masjid itself in your du'as tonight, and stay safe and stay blessed. And I'm just now going to start the video. Please enjoy it, and again, like and share it if you did enjoy it, and any of the other videos that you may have enjoyed. So Jazakallah khair from me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please do enjoy this video.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fez and I'm a pharmacist living in Orpington with my wife and our cat. We moved to the area from Bexley a little over 3 years ago, leaving the security and comfort of a large family and extended family. Al-Emaan Mosque naturally became the place of worship for Friday prayers. However, what we actually gained from attending this mosque turned out to be far greater. Alhamdulillah, it gave my wife a place to pray in congregation as well as myself. It connected us with Muslims from all backgrounds, opening us up to a variety of cultures. It provided us with a sense of community, which was lacking since moving away from our families. Over the last 3 years, we have formed great bonds and friendships with people we met because we chose to worship here. In addition, it has given us responsibilities through the numerous volunteering opportunities such as the Scouts group and the mosque school visits, which benefits the wider non-Muslim community as well as the community itself. Personally, however, the gain has been life-changing. The access to classes, lectures, halakas, and faith discussions has developed me as a Muslim in knowledge, practice, and in character. As we look towards making our family bigger, we would be hesitant to move away from the area now solely based on the sense of belonging we have developed through Al-Emaan Mosque, and how beneficial this would be to our children. Therefore, if you have the means and are thinking of giving charity or sadaqah, I humbly recommend donating to the mosque that is not just a place of worship, but a place to maintain your deen and to build your iman. Al-Emaan Mosque. May your donations benefit you in this life and in the next. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.